make a YouTube video, a YouTube channel off of it. You get to break this mirror, you will be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I will give
Everybody.
do a Mr. Beast type.
Yes.
It's like, okay, and whoever can break this mirror gets, I don't know, $500,000.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Charlie.
And this is Milo.
Milo right here with, again, his little toy.
His little toy.
You want it? You want it? You want it? It's right here.
And welcome to Outsmarting the Shadows, where we help you survive horror movies.
Indeed we do. Yes.
So, today we watched something from 2013.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago. 10 whole years ago. I couldn't believe it was 10 years ago.
It has Emilia Pond.
Emilia Pond from Doctor
Who. Right? You might know her from Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yes. You also might recognize Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. She was also in this. She played a character named Marie Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of other people.
But she also plays the Mandalorian lady in...
She also plays... she's in The Mandalorian.
In The Mandalorian.
Yes. So, this movie is called Oculus.
Yes, which we know all those names, but we don't know the actor's name.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I have it all queued up right here, because I'm ready to just rattle them off to you whenever you want. So, Karen Gillan.
Oh, Karen Gillan. Yeah, that's Emilia Pond.
Brenton Thwaites.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm saying that right.
I don't know.
Katie Sackhoff.
Okay.
She's the lady who plays Mandalorian.
Okay.
Rory Cotran, who played Alan Russell. I recognize his face.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen him before, but I don't know where to pinpoint him.
I can't place it.
Check it out. What has he done?
Let's figure out what he's done.
Because I know that I've seen the guy's face.
Right? We've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
But I don't exactly know what. It
says that he's known for a movie called Encounter, which I've never seen. Hostiles from 2017.
Encounter? I don't know.
Black Mass from 2015. And White Boy Rick.
Didn't we see Black Mass?
I just don't recognize any of these. He was in that movie. Remember that weird horror movie called Antlers? About the little kid?
Oh,
it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
That one was a movie from 2021. We are not going to cover that movie.
What?
No, because we watched it and it's not good.
Right.
In our opinion. Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, feel free to watch it and let us know. Yeah, but
no spoilers on that one.
Yeah, we didn't really enjoy it. So we know we've seen him, but we couldn't really place it. Then the younger version so we have the kids. Mm-hmm. Those actors were amazing.
They were pretty good.
And they were very well cast. Like the lady who played Karen Gillan as a younger version of her.
Just get a younger, white, skinny, red-haired lady.
I thought she looked very similar.
Yeah,
her name was Annalise Basso.
Okay.
She actually played young Kaylee. And then Garrett Ryan played young Tim.
Young Tim. Okay. Have we said the name of the movie we're watching?
Yeah, Oculus. 2013.
Okay, yeah.
And something that we didn't know going into the movie, but we probably should have, because every time we love something from this guy, we go, oh, he's really good at the end. It's Mike Flanagan.
Who is?
Mike Flanagan. He was a writer, an editor, and a producer, I think, on this, maybe the director. But he directed...
but he wasn't the director on this one.
No.
On Oculus.
No, but he was the writer and the editor. So then this was called a Mike Flanagan film. Okay. Now, he did Fall of the House of Usher.
Okay.
And he did...
Haunting on Hill
House, which...
And Bly Manor, too?
Yes. Oh, my God. Okay, so all of those are on Netflix. You have to watch them.
Yeah.
Okay, and look at me.
After you watch The Fall of Usher, watch our videos on it.
Yes. We have 3 videos on The Fall of the House of Usher, episodes 1 through 3, episodes 4 through 6, and episodes 7 through 8.
Mm-hmm. That we do.
Yeah. They're pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Although in this movie, I didn't... Spoiler alert. We're going to spoil the whole thing.
Yeah,
you already know.
Yes.
The movie's going to get spoiled.
So, you watched it. You're back.
Yes. I didn't like the ending.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like it didn't bring closure to anything. Just just killed the doctor's companion, and that's it. We saw nothing. We don't know what happened to the mirror. We don't know. I really wish that when I saw this movie originally in the theaters, I thought they were gonna make sequels to it.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna turn into kind of like a Saw type of situation,
The mirror continues.
or Happy Death Day. No, where the kid goes insane and his vendetta is to kind of like the second one is him going after the mirror, and then in the second one he dies and then somebody else goes after the mirror.
Interesting. See, I would love to see further stories of the mirror tormenting people.
Right, the past people that she talks about. I mean,
Yeah.
how many? You got a bunch of movies right there.
Yeah,
From the 1800s.
There's so many opportunities here.
Or a prequel on how the mirror was made.
Yes.
The
Oh my
demon
God.
in the
They
mirror.
never do that enough.
Right, they never do that. I thought for sure this movie would probably maybe it didn't make enough money. I don't know how much it made.
So you're going to be extremely surprised at this.
Really?
So the budget was $5 million.
Yeah, it didn't. It was like they were just in a house with a mirror.
How much do you think the movie made?
I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, it made at least $5.
It made $44 million.
Oh, it made 44.
It should have had a...
Yeah.
I know why.
Why
I
did
bet
it
I know why.
Why? He got acquired. He went to work for Netflix.
Right? Mike Flanagan was like, nah.
Nah, I don't like this movie shindig.
I don't
I'm gonna
care
go
about
to
the
work.
Yeah.
To work for Netflix.
I'm going to get the buku bucks.
Right?
Where I
I'm gonna get the bucks. It's easier working hours.
See, I got the feeling from this movie that Mike Flanagan had more story to tell, but he was restricted by the median.
You think?
I feel like it because just based on his body of work, he is.
It would have been much better if it wasn't a movie, but it was a show.
A show.
An 8-hour, 8 episodes.
He could have gone into all of the spirits, the history. He could have gone more into flashbacks, and so it's so interesting. I felt like this movie kind of dragged in some places, but it also, but I think the reason why is because there's so much lore stuck to just this one little piece of story.
Right.
This one night. It's not even a night. It's like 4 hours.
I found that interesting on the stories of the people that had died who owned the mirror.
Yes, I would have loved to go into that.
Yeah, if they make movies out of that, I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, I'd watch that movie. So this is one of my all-time favorite horror movies.
Okay.
Because survival.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it wasn't all that scary. It had really scary moments, but I think the only moment that I said that was scary was when the little girl, when the lights went out in the house and she's gonna knock looking for her dad.
Yeah.
And then the demon thing, it's kind of like, I don't know, like feeding off of him or something, and that comes for the lady. That one, that part, I think were particularly scary. But other than that, it was, it had its moments.
It didn't really diversify in terms of how it scared you.
Yeah.
The only thing that it had going for it in terms of fear for me was the level of tension of you just don't know what they're going to be convinced of.
Right? Or you don't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah. Just the same way that they felt. They didn't know what was real. Like when she took a bite of that bulb, you knew it was coming. You really did. But it was just so disturbing.
I just think she made a lot of mistakes. I think they both made a lot of mistakes.
However, I mean, I want to go into that, like what you mean by that. But going back to what I said earlier about why this is one of my favorites is because it's one of the only movies I've ever seen where the hero of the story goes into any sort of demonic situation totally 100% prepared emotionally, physically. Like she just had, at least for what she was trying to accomplish, she was ready. Like she had all of her equipment, she had her lights, she had her food, she had her mentality, she had a plan, she had a mentality. Though her plan to me didn't really make sense.
It was a little iffy.
Because she had like 2 goals. The first one was, it was like she wanted to clear her dad by proving that the mirror, but I don't know, what did she think she was going to film? Like the spirits?
I think so. I think she thought she was going to film something. And then after she got that evidence,
she was going to kill it.
She was going to destroy it. But she had so many chances of destroying it.
Yeah.
Just put the thing up and just walk out the door.
Right?
Although
Just
conceivably,
put
she
the
says
timer
it won't
on.
let you do that.
But if
something might have happened for it.
maybe it would constantly put her in a loop where she thinks she's outside, but she wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if it was a cumulative effect where like the spirit would slowly begin to take over things, then why wouldn't
right from the beginning.
Why wouldn't you just put the anchor up, leave, and go get ice cream? Remember? Go get yourself some ice cream.
7-minute rule?
I mean,
she walked
not
into
even.
this. The 7-minute rule doesn't count
Yeah,
here.
7 minute doesn't count. This
I mean,
7
but
minute
she
rule
was
doesn't work.
she was existing on my rule
Yes.
of anger trumps
She
fear.
really was.
She was just angry. She wasn't even afraid. She was like, "This is what we're doing. We're recording.
She was focused.
I have all these cameras. I'm taking the temperatures.
I
I
love
have
her
all these
timers.
plans." She spent a lot of money into this.
Right? A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, her whole life.
Right, her whole life.
The only thing that she messed up on
was killing her fiance.
She didn't actually kill him.
Yeah, she did.
No.
No?
I thought that was fake.
No, that was him. Remember,
You
she
think
looked
that was-
through the camera and it was him, and then his
Oh,
ghost
yeah.
was sucked by the thing.
Yeah, you're right. God dang it. That
Yeah.
sucks. Well, so I think she's made one mistake besides that.
Okay, so 2 mistakes.
2 mistakes. So, we have a dairy goat farm.
I don't know. They probably don't. I know.
We have a dairy goat farm. And we have a water system that has sort of a little cage around it in case goats or our one cow that we have wants to rub up against it so that it protects the equipment.
Against the well. We have a well.
Against the well. So in this movie, she had a wonderful system of an anchor that every 30 minutes could potentially swing into the mirror
And destroy the thing.
and destroy the mirror. And that was kind of the mirror's motivation to keep it. Somebody had to be alive in order to turn it on.
Reset it.
Okay? So her 2 mistakes that she made when making that plan was, number 1, she made it possible for any human being to get in between the path of the anchor and the mirror, which you should have put a cage around it so that system is still in place, but you cannot physically get access to within that path. That's the first mistake.
Okay.
Because if you know that the mirror can trick you.
And if she had all her life to do that, she could have welded up a cage.
Yeah.
Something more robust.
Something more robust. Because remember, the switch was way far away to turn it back on.
Yeah.
Even the crank to turn it was way far away. So it would have been a very easy fix. And then you just lock it from the inside.
Yeah.
So, and you put the key in with the mirror. So like you can't get access to it, or you swallow it or something. That was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2.
Then we would probably die of asphyxiation.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying. You just no key. Maybe you melt it down.
Yes, because now she is a blacksmith.
I don't know. I'm just saying, okay? Mistake number 2. If your motivation that you're kind of holding a gun to this demon's head to make sure it doesn't kill you using this anchor system so that somebody has to be alive in order to reset it, you should not have 2 people there with you.
Right.
Because that means one of them is always going to be expendable.
Right.
And and that means that both people can be used against each other.
And another thing is they get separated a lot.
A lot, even after she says.
In a lot of moments in this movie, I was like, where was he? What was he doing?
Yeah.
And where is she doing? Why are they separated? Listen, I would have taken a handcuff.
I was just thinking that.
And just
handcuff them together. At least.
We're handcuffed. They handcuffed each other before they got into the house.
And that way, if somebody goes off on some vision quest,
right,
where the
they're
demon's taking them
together.
up, they're going together.
Yeah.
And and even that,
that way in the final scene when he's like, where are you? They would have been handcuffed. His hand would have been dangling into nothingness.
The thing that I think would have been an even better way of solving this. So supposedly the demon's power is within a certain radius, and it gets more powerful as it absorbs. So
your life force or something.
You handcuff yourself to another person who has a long chain that's constantly outside of the radius of influence.
I don't think that makes no sense.
Why?
What would that help? That wouldn't help on
It would help all kinds of stuff.
How?
Because every 30 minutes you pull the other person outside of the influential chain, and that's where you get the food and the water.
That makes no sense because
why?
Because to pull the chain, listen, there's doors, there's stairs.
It's not as hard as you'd think.
You're not gonna pull a 200-pound person.
Well, you're not the idea is not that you're dragging them. The idea is
but their mind goes quacky. They're gonna think, I don't know, a demon is grabbing their hand.
Well, then what if you say that you actually chain yourself to the outside the sphere of influence?
That makes no sense.
So that you can get outside.
You're pulling, and then nothing comes, and then you go in to help the person. Oh, and they hung themselves with the chain, and now you're a murderer.
I don't know. I just think, actually, okay, I have a much better solution than that.
A short handcuff would be better because in this situation, let's say they don't have the cage.
Right.
He can't go and turn the dial so that the pendulum hits it without the other person being right next to him.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He wouldn't have killed her if they had handcuffed each other.
Yeah, well, the demon probably would have sent them into a delusional world, and they would have just been standing in front of the mirror and just wait.
Both of them?
Why not? Or one of them, but...
At one point, she wakes up and she's sleeping right in front of it.
Yeah.
And they never explain how she got there. Where was he?
Yeah.
Why wasn't he with them?
It was so interesting that at one point she says, we need to stick together from now on. And then they just don't listen to that.
She just says it and nah.
And then they never address that again.
I think they recorded that at the tail end of the movie and then an editing. I'm like, nah, let's just not do none of that.
Okay, I have a solution then. Mm-hmm. She has the alarm systems, right?
Yes. And then she starts breaking clocks for some reason, which I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why she broke the clocks. But then, whenever they go off, right, and they said, okay, now we have to eat, we have to drink, all the food and water is outside of the sphere of influence. I don't know why they didn't go out of the house more.
Well, he did, but then he didn't go out. They thought they went out, but they were really inside. And then at some point, they were in the flashbacks of what had happened in the house. So this is a very powerful entity.
It is very powerful.
Trick your mind into doing stuff.
Yeah.
And to the outside world, it looks like you're doing it out of your free will.
But see, that's why...
So this one is a tricky one. I don't think you can survive it.
I think you can. Okay, what if a crank... Okay, just stick with me on the chain thing, okay?
That would not work.
Why not?
Because the person inside with the chain would hang themselves immediately. Something would happen. Oh my God, I'm falling. Like I'm putting on a tie, and you're hanging yourself.
I don't know.
And then the one outside, he's just gonna feel a jerk, and then nothingness, and then he's gonna go inside, and then the person that hung himself probably called the police beforehand, and you're framed for murder.
There has to be a way to get out of the house consistently and then get back in.
I mean, I think. So you have the mirror wrapped up.
Right.
Somebody put her in a car,
Right.
And she has all this money. She could just have, told the movers that were putting it in the car, listen, I'll pay you, I don't know, $100,000 if you drop it and stomp it.
Yeah, but she believed that they would...
Yeah, but you can try it.
You could try it.
It
doesn't seem like she tried.
It wasn't raining.
Very hard.
It wasn't raining, so it's not like a lightning bolt is gonna fall on them.
It's true. And remember she says you must be hungry, so the mirror hasn't consumed anyone in a while, so it's weak.
Yeah.
I feel like that was an opportunity.
To destroy it right then?
Yeah.
Or just don't wait. Destroy it in the museum.
What's
gonna happen?
It was
the part in the museum, that was a freaky event where there's two statues, then there's three. There's two, and then she looks back and there's three. And why did she leave the one in the middle last to
right?
Get
that one wasn't there before.
Yeah. Just do that one. Just grab onto it.
Rip
in
it
fact,
off.
Just punch it. Just don't
just
rip it
don't
up.
even. Who
just
cares? And you know what? If it's a statue, oh well.
It's gonna hurt
you
because it's gonna hurt you because it's gonna be like a marble statue.
Yeah.
You're gonna probably break some bones, but It's worth it.
She's already mad.
Yeah,
she's already in this state.
Yeah, it's worth it. Again, another reason why you need a little pocket knife, an everyday carry. You switch around and then just stab it in the eye.
Stabby, stabby.
Yeah, stabby with the pointy end.
I mean, hopefully it's not a person.
End.
I hated that she killed her fiance.
You're still hanging up on that.
Well, yeah,
He was a nobody.
What do you mean he wasn't nobody? He was her fiance.
He was a nobody. We didn't.
He was a confused, sweet guy who didn't know what was going on. He just came to check on her.
Trust him enough to tell him what happened when she was a child.
Yeah, but everybody thought he was crazy.
He was a schmuck. She was just using him because he had a high position in this company, so she could get the mirror itself.
I think she had a pretty high position herself.
Yeah, but he had a higher position.
How do you know?
Because, he was like, I requisitioned to get you, a new printer just for yourself.
True. I didn't even think about that. That was so weird.
Yeah, because, the murder scene. So he knows nothing about her past. Nothing. Right?
Yeah.
So he is useless. He has just a random Ken with perfect hair. I'm glad he's dead.
All right, well, I'm not.
He serves nothing for the purpose of the plot.
You know what? We have to talk about the hair for a second.
Okay.
Everybody's hair.
It's on point, right?
Was amazing.
Right? Yeah.
God, her hair was so good. I think I'm going to cut my hair like that. It was like these long, beautiful, flipped layers in the front. Just thick and gorgeous all the way down. And, he had this weird, waspy thing. I was like, how is your hair so fluffy and you're so stressed?
Like a Trumpian thing going on?
It wasn't Trumpian.
Yeah, it was a Trumpian thing.
It was
The only difference is that his hair was black. And it was kind of like a little Trumpian weave to it.
No, it was like a Bieber weave. It was like Bieber fever.
I don't even know what that means. Something different to me. So,
Bieber fever is like
I'm not going to go into what it means to me because then this video will be banned.
Well, he's a guy who sings and stuff, and he's got a lot of tattoos.
Okay.
And I guess people really like his music.
Bieber thing means something else.
Anyway. So the hair is amazing in this show. Everybody has great hair. I was a little bit disturbed watching it in the beginning because I know.
You're like, how do they have such good hair?
I know.
He just came out of the loony bin.
I have to look at the actress's name again because I'm really bad with names. But the lady who plays Maria Russell, Katie Sachoff.
Mm-hmm.
So Katie Sachoff, I know her from Battlestar Galactica.
The Mandalorian lady.
In The Mandalorian, I think she also has red hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's just her hair.
No, because, well, I mean, it's her hair. It's not a wig.
Yeah, but her hair color.
Maybe that is her natural hair color, but I know her from Battlestar Galactica, and in that show, she has blonde hair.
Okay.
So I was every single time she was on screen, for me, I was just very disturbed. I was like, why is she a redhead? It's very confusing. And I don't know why I got so hung up on that, but I kept expecting her to, be way more badass than she was because she's so badass in that show.
Yeah, and this one she was kind of like, alcoholic.
She wasn't an alcoholic. Yeah. She drank one big glass of wine.
It wasn't one big. I'm pretty sure there were many before and many after.
Okay.
She was kind of like, those, my husband is cheating on me alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to look into this mirror, I'm going to get possessed, and I'm going to murder my children.
It was so strange that they really focused on her insecurities about her scar.
Right?
I guess I would be insecure if I had a big scar.
I guess.
I don't know, probably not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It didn't even, you couldn't even notice it, except when she was in the mirror and then all of a sudden it was all pussy.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
I thought they were going to show it, real gore with her putting her hands in it or
I thought so too.
But they didn't.
So at every opportunity that they had to really up the gore and up the horror, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't in this, which... Okay, I have to admit, I love it when they do that sometimes for the sake of the story. But in this one, I feel like it would have been excessive because they already had the psychological terror.
No, it wouldn't have been. That is part of the psychological terror. Don't you remember in The Exorcist? Not The Exorcist. The one where Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, when the guy goes to eat his fried chicken, I think, that the chicken is then maggoty, and then he starts peeling his face off.
Yeah, that
is part of the psychological aspect.
I don't think that was necessary.
That was completely necessary. And it would have been a lot necessarier in this film.
A lot necessarier?
Yeah, necessarier. That's a word.
Or it is now. Now it's...
All words are made up. And
You're not wrong.
Yeah, and then they're accepted into, these fancy people's, put it in a book. That's it. They put it in a book, and now it's a real word.
The Oxford and Webster Dictionary.
Well, there you know. There you go. In Spanish, it's La Real Academia Española.
Okay.
Yeah, RAE.es.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, that Starbuck wasn't badass in this show.
Yeah.
Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember her as nothing other than just a Mandalorian lady that can fly around, and she doesn't follow the way because she shows her face to everybody.
That's true. Yeah. This is not the way for
her. That is not the way.
Yeah. No, not for her. Yeah. And Pedro Pascal, he does eventually get his mask back.
Yeah, but that's a different show. That does have nothing to do with this movie.
No, it doesn't.
There's nothing to do with this movie.
Okay, so something that was really disturbing in this movie was pulling off of the fingernails.
Right? That was kind of... And it's happening when he's just chugging on the Band-Aid.
Oh, the sound effects are amazing.
That doesn't sound like a
Band-Aid.
That's
not a Band-Aid, sir.
Just when you bend your fingernail back, it hurts. And just tearing it yourself with some clip.
With pliers?
Right?
Okay, so I recently tore off half of my toenail with a door. And it is still not completely healed, and it has been 3.5 months. And I had to go to the doctor, and I had to get medication.
Yeah,
it is
you have those
serious.
Weak white lady jeans.
So true.
Yeah.
It's so
weak
true.
White lady jeans. You can't get no sun. You'll get the cancer if you get any sun.
I can't get sick
you get
at all.
touched like this, and it gets into a black spot.
I know.
Yeah, it's those weird white lady jeans.
So this family dynamic. They don't actually show a lot of happiness here, except for in the first couple of scenes.
Yeah, and when they're playing with the same toy in every scene.
Yeah, they didn't have. I want to say they didn't have a huge budget, but I know that they didn't. They had $4 million.
Yeah, five.
Yeah, 5. So it was interesting to me in the beginning of the show that
movie.
What?
Movie?
The movie. Yes.
We're thinking that this guy, all he makes is shows.
Right?
Yeah.
In the beginning of this movie, that the couple says they have a new business and a new house. And this house is like a multi-million-dollar house. In
today's standards, this is easily a $3 million home.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm like,
oh, you just started off your business and you just bought this multi-million-dollar house? Do you sell cocaine, sir?
Right?
Are you in trafficking?
He's a software developer.
Right? No, he wasn't. Was he a software developer?
That's what he supposedly was.
Yeah, but he was never software developing.
He was always golfing.
Yeah, always golfing and on the phone.
Yeah.
And on the phone and writing shit. Listen, you're an accountant. And if you just started your business and you're accounting and that's what you buy, you're accounting, for illicit activities.
We need to talk more about survival.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do.
All right.
You're not going to survive this.
That's
done.
not true. No.
Done. This is how you survive this. Just don't.
Just leave.
They survived the first time around. They did. He went into a loony bin. She went into foster care. You survived. Get on with your life. You're done. You're good.
But instead, she devoted her entire life figuring out how to kill
Amir.
die.
She spent her entire life figuring out how to commit suicide by ghost.
I know. So, in the beginning, when the characters are young, and Maria is with her husband, and she starts to suspect that he's having an affair, and she starts to go a little bit crazy. I feel like a good survival tip is just to talk to your husband about how you're feeling, and to tell him this is not how I normally feel, and I think there might be something going on.
Nothing would have happened because he was already taken over by the Mirror Witch.
Oh, right. Yeah, the Mirror Witch was a real serious thing for him.
She already had her grubby hands all over him.
Yeah.
It looked like it wore off when he left the house. Then when he came back, he was kind of like himself, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was weird because he was in some scenes, but then in other scenes, he wasn't.
I loved actually how inconsistent that was, because while I normally hate that we don't have rules for demons, this one had such established rules for the demon that anytime they deviated from it, I was like, oh, a complexity that maybe we just don't know. Like it was really cool. So it's weird to me that you say that there's no way to survive this, because this is the only demon we've encountered so far in this entire podcast where we seriously know the capabilities and the rules of this demon. So how could we not figure out a way around it?
I don't know. But how would it know? For example, okay, let's say, you found yourself with some dynamite.
Right.
Right? And the mirror is in the auction house.
Okay.
Right? So how would it know that there's dynamite? Does it smell it? Does it see it? For you to take it. In fact, if it's something that happens from far away, just put the mirror, walk, 1,000 paces, pay a really great marksman with one of those fancy sniper rifles.
Yeah.
And just shoot at the mirror.
That's true.
Done.
That's a really good... So I feel that where she may have faltered is in her need to film it.
Yeah.
She really should have just had her whole... If her whole goal was to destroy it...
Yeah.
You set the timer and you just leave. There's no one to unset it.
Right? Or just make a YouTube video, a YouTube channel off of it. You get to break this mirror, you will be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I will give
everybody.
Do a Mr. Beast type of shit.
Yes.
It's like, okay, and whoever can break this mirror gets, $500,000.
Yeah, that would be great.
And just film it. Break the mirror. Go ahead.
And you give them things that are projectile weapons from far away.
You give them everything that you can give them.
Yeah.
That
just
way.
shoot at the mirror from far away.
Shoot at the mirror. I don't know. Spit at it. Whatever you can do.
Spit at it.
Yeah, spit at it. Take and you can get some American football people, to just tackle it.
Yeah.
Try and tackle it. You can get boxers to try and spar with the mirror. You could get, Brazilian jiu-jitsu people try to take the mirror to the ground.
Whoa.
And just break it in half, There's a lot of things.
Okay, this is a really brilliant plan. But so her goal was to film it and to destroy it, which your thing covers.
Yeah.
Like, you're filming it and you're destroying it.
Yes. Make it a YouTube channel.
Right.
And it would be, that YouTube channel would get millions and millions of views once people realize it can't be done.
Right?
And then everybody would be like, that's not real. They're making it up. Of course you can break it. Okay, go try it yourself. It can't be done. It would be national news. The mirror that can't be broken.
Right?
And then everybody would know about the mirror. Hence, everybody would know about the demon in the mirror.
It's true. Well, that might be the solution.
Right?
Man, we're 33 minutes in. We've solved it.
Solved.
Solved.
You live.
So you make a YouTube video
right? Yeah.
out of destroying this demon mirror, and you live.
Yeah, because you're never close enough so that the mirror can haunt your dream.
Yeah.
The cameras, you get fancy cameras that, record from far away, and you're golden. Unless people start dying, then probably, the government would try to come in and investigate, and then... Okay, then it will get tricky, Did
definitely
you put
get
them
demonetized.
in danger? Did the people really die? I don't know. That's what I think. That's what I would do.
That sounds like a decent plan.
Yeah.
I would turn the crank on for the thing for the anchor, and I would just leave for an hour.
Yeah, but it wouldn't let you.
I think that it would in the beginning. It doesn't have any juice.
I don't know. The dog survived in this one.
Well, yeah, one of the dogs survived. The other dog disappeared.
Yeah, but the other dog was before the movie started, so it doesn't matter. The other dog doesn't count.
The dog was in the movie.
Yeah, but before, it was in the before
present times.
Yeah, in the before times, it doesn't matter.
The lab
in the
died.
present times, the dog in the present time survived.
Yes.
Or maybe that was all make-believe in their mind, and then the dog was actually eaten by the mirror. We don't know, because in this movie, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not real.
Yeah, you don't even know what's happening.
Right? Because when she bit into the apple, which was allegedly a piece of glass, did she feel it? Was she hurt? She clearly acted like she was hurt.
Right, and she pulled out this giant piece of bloody glass.
Which was just a piece of apple in her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't trust anything, trust no one, trust nothing.
Yeah. That sucks.
Okay, I guess this is goodbye. See you later.
Yeah, that's it. We solved it.
Yeah, solved.
Solved.
Like and subscribe.
I mean, you could even go so far as to just take the mirror, put a rope around it, drag it behind your truck.
Right?
I mean, done.
Or your car or your bicycle or whatever.
Bicycle might be pushing it. It's a really big mirror.
It was a really
It
big
took a
mirror.
couple people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could drag it behind a bicycle, it was a good workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, you got any other tips for this mirror?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. So I would like, my way of destroying the mirror is I would put it on stilts, on like as though it was a table.
Okay.
Outside with the goats.
Oh, then you would get demon goats.
But that would be really cool.
First of all, how would it know goat psyche to even
Right?
mess with them?
Would it be
They
able...
wouldn't even care.
What would
I was
be...
like, do you have some hay?
Right?
Can I get some hay? I want some hay. Is there hay in there?
Otherwise, the only thing that they want is to jump onto a tall surface and go to sleep.
Yeah, and once they jump onto
They would break it. It would break it.
It would. If it's a normal mirror, it
Yeah.
would break. But is it a normal mirror?
I mean, it clearly is because when the guy falls against it, it has a little crack in it.
Yeah, but when she was killed in front of it, there was a lot of force in that thing. It wasn't cracked.
Yeah, but like the movie was trying to say that like she stopped the force of the blow.
That's not how physics works.
Yeah, but it was a lot of things. Movies never know how physics works.
Right. I think I think movies have physics expert, and then when it gets too close to reality, they say no, that's too close.
We don't like that.
That's too close to real. We don't like that. Let's switch it around.
I like that you're so optimistic that you think they have physics experts.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
who the
like
physics...
when you see a guy just dangling, a 200-pound guy that doesn't work on his life. He's falling off a cliff and he's just hanging with one hand.
One hand.
Listen, viewer/listener. If you can hang with just both hands for more than 30 seconds, leave a comment down below because I do not believe you.
We just watched Mission Impossible.
Right? Yeah, the Mission Impossible.
There was a scene in Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise
is... A 61-year-old guy.
A 61-year-old man.
Who's pretty fit still.
He's extremely fit.
Yes.
But he's holding by his hand, he's reaching up, he's grabbing a bar, and he's holding down below this lady.
Yeah, a copper bar that is extremely shiny and slippery.
Extremely shiny and slippery. And he's managing to hold her for like a couple seconds, like at least 20
While
seconds.
the bar is jerking him down because it's breaking.
Now, I can believe that
not
adrenaline might be able to do that.
No,
maybe. But wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
But then he starts to fall. And who grabs his arm?
A thinner
but
lady.
A tiny little Asian
the
lady.
Little Asian lady.
Who is like now is holding him.
French. She
right,
was
French lady who's holding him and
who
the lady below
who in
him.
turn is holding the lady below. So she was holding three. Let's say he's probably 150. He's probably more, but let's say 150.
Let's say 150.
Let's say she's 152.
Well, no, let's say she's 100.
Okay,
because she's a tiny girl.
That's 250
250 pounds.
Plus her own weight.
Plus her own weight. She's just holding on.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No.
There's no way. I mean, okay, you know what? We suck so bad right now.
Yeah, but I can do a push-up. I can do 10
no.
pull-ups.
I'm not saying we suck physically.
Okay.
I'm saying that we are so hypocritical because we are judging the physics of a Mission Impossible movie.
Right. Yeah.
And going, how dare they?
Right.
There's no physics involved in Mission Impossible at all.
That is not how physics works, ladies
Right?
and gentlemen. You will not be able, if you don't actively, even if you do actively work out,
Right?
you will not hold yourself by your arm while you're falling down the cliff and holding another person, and then if you slip, another person grabs onto you who you are grabbing onto another person. And then he lifts himself up.
Then he does, what is it?
Just
What's this called?
Just do this. Just try to do a one-arm pull-up. I guarantee you won't be able to do a one-arm pull-up.
Yeah.
And if you do a one-arm pull-up, you're in the small percentage of people on Earth in this population that can do one-arm pull-ups.
You know what?
Let alone with your body weight, let alone carrying a person.
You're probably a rock climber because they're tiny physique. You know.
I guess
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt looks like he has a rock climber build.
He really does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt is a compact man who, and in previous movies, he has also climbed mountains, right?
Yeah, that was a gaff
big
in one
thing.
of the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah. And this one, he uses a motorcycle and he drives off of a cliff with a parachute.
Yeah.
And then he lands on a moving train.
Yeah, he does.
Because that's normal.
Yeah, it is.
We could do that.
Yeah, anybody can do that.
Yeah, that
according
one's
to
easy.
Movie physics.
Now you can't lift yourself up with one arm, but
No.
the other one
you won't
is
be able
easy.
to do that.
No.
But isn't this a horror movie podcast? We went from Oculus and not the VR from Facebook. We went from the movie Oculus
Right.
to Mission Impossible.
Yeah, but I would argue, okay, that having to lift 3 people with just your arms is a horror situation.
Well, first of all, you won't do it,
No.
right? Your grip strength is not that good.
That situation is just called death.
If you listener think that you can hold on to yourself by one hand and then grab onto someone else,
Who is in turn grabbing onto someone else.
Grabbing onto someone else, you're not lying to me. You're lying to yourself.
And that's the worst kind of lie.
Yes, the one that you do to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you think that, don't try it because you're gonna have a rude awakening.
Right?
You're not as strong as you think.
So I'm working on my pull-ups right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm realizing?
Mm-hmm.
Got to master that push-up first.
Yes, you do.
I got to do at least 1 or 2.
What? I would argue that more than 1 or 2.
I don't know.
And not on your knees.
I don't know. I think on your knees, just 1. Then you can lift 3 people.
Yeah,
right? You're good.
That's what you. Yeah, that's what you do.
It just takes 2 solid weeks of working out, and you can do all this stuff.
Yeah. 2 weeks of working out, some chicken and broccoli.
Right,
and
chicken and broccoli.
You look like Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, you know what? I could be in a Marvel movie.
Yeah. You just need 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of cardio, some chicken, some broccoli. A little bit of asparagus thrown in.
Right.
And you will gain 60 pounds of muscle in a week.
Yeah,
in 2
you know
weeks.
what? I love that we have it all figured out.
Yeah.
We're
no,
smart people.
No Sazul needed.
No.
Bologna sandwiches.
All natural here, baby.
Yeah, natural. Anyway, going back to Oculus. Right.
This demon it's by far one of my favorites because of how manipulative it is and how dangerous and just really
And you
intense.
never see the demon.
It always
In the
projects
form-
through the people it's killed.
It's killed, yes.
It's only in the eyes.
It's only,
that
you can see that
power.
it has this wide, kind of like pearlescent white eyes.
Opal look that's
Opal,
very
an opal.
shiny.
And that's I've never seen that in any other movie.
Really?
There's always, think about it, they're always either red or glowing in orange or yellow.
This one was almost...
And this one wasn't glow. It was like it was a pearl.
It was like a sheen.
Sphere,
a sheen. It was really interesting. So this movie is not scary compared to other horror movies. It doesn't fall into... I don't even feel like it was much of a cheap scares. It was just people appeared that shouldn't have been there.
It had jump scares, but
it did have some jump scares, but it wasn't really that scary. But the thing that really would linger with you is this constant anxiety and tension over what's real and what isn't.
Yeah, because in
Where
the whole
are
first
they?
part of the film, you're like, maybe it's all in her mind.
Yes,
and then when they go back and look at the cameras are facing each other, and the plants are all withered.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so it wasn't all in her mind.
Right.
But then when you look at the cameras, they're the one putting the cameras like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is just a psychological demon,
which is sort of the scariest kind, because now I don't know if anybody has ever read Zen in the Brain. It is it's actually written by a neuroscientist who talks about the limits of our consciousness and sort of what we're capable of enduring and experiencing psychologically with Zen meditation, like how it expands our ability to be resilient.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if someone who has that kind of mental training, like a Zen Buddhist monk or someone who goes through CIA training or like things like that, if they would be able to withstand something like this more, or if they have techniques that we'd be able to use. Because I wouldn't know, I wouldn't, like, what if you just sat and you meditated and you were able to focus your mind? Like, would that help?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah. This is a weird, weird demon. I really wish they made more movies.
Or what if you just closed your eyes?
From this universe.
Yeah.
What if you just closed your eyes?
Did any of the demons ever actually touch them or hurt them? Or did they only act through the people around them?
You're right. None of the demons ever touched them. They could see them, and they could scare them,
and they could talk to them.
And they could talk to them, but they never touched them. That's interesting.
So I wonder if you blindfolded yourself
and then try to hit the mirror blindfolded while looking at it.
You would have to get us. Oh, I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it. I know how to defeat this demon.
How would you defeat it?
So, from the very get-go, you just constantly sing in your head, this is the song that doesn't end, and it goes on and on. So you just sing that. Wait, just listen. Wait, bear with me. So you sing the song over and over and over. So no voices can get into your head. You don't want to tear off your fingernails because you're just singing.
Why don't you just sing, it's raining men.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
There you go. Well, whatever floats your boat. I can sing that song continuously, like my song, because it goes into a loop. And so I don't have to have a moment where I end and begin. So that's, for me, would work. And then you just do the whole process. You film it, but then whenever you're filming, you blindfold yourself and you just sit in one position. Maybe you chain yourself to the wall, and that's it. You just wait. You have your food and stuff right there. It doesn't even matter if it takes out the electricity or the lights. Yeah. Who cares? I don't need to see anything.
Yeah, it's just raining men in your mind.
Right? Da, 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 and that's it. And then you film it. And then at the end of, 4 hours or so, you just let it destroy the mirror. Because it's going to try all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, like talk to you, maybe.
I'm singing a song.
But it's not going to touch you.
Nope, it doesn't seem to touch anybody.
Yeah. It's all self-inflicted.
It's all self-inflicted.
Yeah. How about you? Do you think you would have what it takes to survive Oculus? Survive the mirror?
The mirror demon, yes.
It would be cool if they made another movie.
Oh, please.
Just either a prequel to see, the more history on the mirror. It was a very interesting horror movie. I liked it.
You know what? I'm gonna see if I can send a letter to Mike Flanagan.
This one random lady. Listen, remember this movie, you?
Okay, listen. I am a viewer who has excellent taste. I have really wonderful perceptions of movies, and I appreciate his body of work. I think he's gonna want to hear from me.
Okay, then you go for it.
I will.
Let us know if you also want him to
continue the Oculus universe.
Oculus universe, yeah.
So, thank you so much for joining us today. Let us know if you survived.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know your tips. How would you survive too?
Yeah.
And please give us a comment down below.
And try to do a pull-up with one hand, and I guarantee you won't be able to do it.
If you're going to do a pull-up with one hand, please pull yourself up using something that will not collapse when you attempt it. All right?
Well, I'm not saying none of that. That's up to you to figure it out.
We're not responsible for your injuries.
Of course we're not. I mean, it's if you get injured, it's on you for following what a random YouTube channel or /podcast it tells you to do. That's
right?
On you.
We don't know what we're talking about.
If you do that, you're not going to survive no horror movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to be vigilant, be brave, and be the last one standing.
Always.